What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome back to day 2 of my E3 2017 reactions, discussion, all that hot nonsense. It is currently about an hour and a half before Microsoft goes on the stage to give us their full details on Scorpio and other assorted games. But before I get into that discussion, there's one thing I noticed this morning. The Humble Bundle E3 digital whatever they put up, which is like a handful of games and also a lot of DLC for like free-to-play games or, whatever. Most significantly, in that bundle, there is a piece of DLC for Rock of Ages 2, the sequel to that boulder rolling competitive game thing from Ace Team, who made Xenoclash and the Deadly Tower of Monsters. And here's the thing. That thing is up for 7 days, that humble whatever, and Rock of Ages 2 is not out yet. Rock of Ages 2 doesn't even have a release date. It just says Q2. So perhaps this DLC being in this humble bundle means that the game's out at some point this week for a surprise release. Perhaps I'll announce it during the PC Gamer live stream tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific, Eastern, I don't know. So fingers crossed, because I liked Rock of Ages 1 a whole lot. But otherwise, right now, as I sit and record this at like 3:24 in the afternoon, it is the magic hour. It is just all morning, the amount of just speculation and insider leaks. Anything is plausible at this point. Now, Jeff Keighley of Game Trailers fame and of the Jeff Keighley E3 whatever fame, and he has the Game Awards guy, right? According to Jeff Keighley, from his sources, the Scorpio will be $4.99. And according to Jeff Keighley, at this point, they've rehearsed at $4.99 for their press conference deal, but the speculation on this being a controlled leak so they could have a mic drop moment of $3.99 is off the fucking charts right now. It seems like nobody really knows what the actual price is going to be, and we won't know until the actual press conference begins in about an hour and a half or so. Additionally, there was a Best Buy thing where they put out an Xbox Scorpio, like kind of a, hey, it's coming, and they just called it the Xbox Scorpio. So a lot of just people going, oh, is that the actual name? Or is that Best Buy just thinking, hey, here's a thing to put out on our mailing list or whatever it is that they did. Again, this is the most exciting part because we're going to have all these details as soon as I go jump cut to the next part of this video. Now, my personal opinion is that Microsoft needs to knock this out of the park, and $4.99 did them no favors the last time around in 2013, so here's hoping. As someone who's buying one regardless, because if you haven't noticed, that's what I do, saving $100 for me would be great, but we'll see. Also, still a lot of rumors on the actual launch time frame. October is what I'm hearing, but we'll see. Again, as soon as this press conference happens, I'll have all that information, fingers crossed. At this point, I would like nothing more than a last-minute Vince Russo swerve and having it be $3.99. But we'll see. Here's the jump cut, and on to after the Microsoft event. Exclusive! Exclusive! World premiere! And we are back. The 2-hour Microsoft extravaganza just wrapped up, and obviously the most important bullet points is it is the Xbox One X, and it is $499 US. That's right, all those rumors of $399 X not happening. It is out November the 7th. With a bunch of games kind of launching on that same day as part of the console-exclusive launch, which is a weird way to phrase things for a console that technically has been out for 3 years. It's kind of an updated version of what you already have. It's not a brand new next-gen thing. It's an upgrade, but that's a whole different story. Anyway, to run down some of this very, very long bit of business here, they were going real hard on 4K. Like, real hard on 4K, so you should get a 4K TV. I should get a 4K TV. That's going to be, a bit intense. But they did touch upon super sampling, which is if you have a 1080p TV, it will render it at 4K and then downsample it to give you a better image, to give you better load times, etc., etc. It will have full compatibility with all games and accessories, and I had heard they were considering getting rid of the Kinect port, considering that they no longer have the Kinect in the box. But if they're saying full, that to me means full. Not that I want to use a Kinect, or I don't own a Kinect, but it would be kind of lame to leave the folks behind who had one of those from 3 years ago, who actually used the voice interaction Cortana nonsense. The most surprising thing, to me, was that the actual machine is, according to them, the smallest Xbox One ever, and I know that the S model is pretty small. Obviously, I have this giant honkin', original giant VCR box, but if it's smaller than the S and more powerful, that's kind of crazy. Fingers crossed there's no more heat issues like that plagued the Xbox 360 and the Red Ring of Death, which is why the original Xbox One was so freaking big. So, you know what? No heat issues. That cost us $1 billion. Not doing that shit again. Not happening. Now, this show had 42 games in this 2-hour show. That includes all the montages. And 22 were exclusive. Now, a lot of that stuff is nebulous because they'll say console exclusive or console launch exclusive, and that usually means timed exclusive, but for how long, who knows. But obviously Forza 7, which leaked out before the show, is going to be a full-on Xbox exclusive. Also Windows 10, but that's kind of the same ecosystem. And that's in 4K, that's running at 60, that looked pretty nice. That's out October 3rd, and personally, the only thing there that I was super impressed by was having K-Flay music during that whole thing. I have been a diehard K-Flay fan since back when she was still kind of associated with the nerdcore scene that I was in, like, 07, 08 type, when she was still putting out mixtapes on the internet. So seeing that girl blow up to that stage is crazy, and I'm super happy for her. Now then, we have a new Metro game, and it looks amazing, but it's not exclusive because they put out a press deal from Deep Silver and 4A. It is Metro Exodus. It looks like an open world Metro, and that's going to be Xbox, PS4, and PC, because those guys at 4A make really fucking good looking games, and there's no way they were going to not put it out on PC. Come on now. That's 2018. We got our world premiere, Assassin's Creed Origins, which had leaked out in the Game Informer article, and all that information had been out there, and that stuff kind of leaked like, months and months ago. But here's the official confirmation, here's your gameplay trailer, etc., etc. It still looks like an Assassin's Creed game. And we'll see more of that tomorrow at Ubisoft. Moving on, a game that we had heard rumors was getting a console port is now confirmed. Console exclusive or console launch. It's not really clear how exclusive it is, but PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds on Xbox One, with Xbox One X enhancements coming later this year. Now, I've spent a bunch of time playing that on PC, and obviously I'll keep playing it on PC, but having a console version I can make my friends play, that's definitely really appealing because my PC is big and heavy. They had some game I had never heard of called Deep Rock Galactic. It looked kind of like a Minecraft / horde mode shooting / I don't know, multiplayer co-op thing. Okay. Nice long trailer for State of Decay 2. Long awaited, coming out spring of next year. Some parts of that trailer looked a little bit framey, and I know obviously that game, the original State of Decay on Xbox 360 got really, really framey, obviously better on PC, so I might just want to play that on PC. Then we had the most out of left field part of this show, which was the Darwin Project, which I thought it was The Culling, honestly. I'm like, they got a guy just screaming at you, and it's another online multiplayer survival Hunger Games type, like The Culling, like Battlegrounds, like H1Z1, it's that kind of a game. Third person, looks okay. And the weird went to the weird because they had a Minecraft thing, and they're unifying every single Minecraft platform for cross-online play, because obviously Microsoft owns Minecraft. All of Minecraft goes into one connected world, but it was really weird to see a Nintendo Switch in a Microsoft Press thing. What? Also 4K, which for a game that is so just blocky, 4K seems like a weird addition, but sure, why not? Also, a super duper graphics pack. So if you're into that game, then have at it. Now, the game that leaked yesterday was Dragon Ball Z Fighters, and they had a gameplay trailer of that. Looked fantastic. Black Desert MMO is a console Xbox exclusive. I don't care. The Last Night, an indie game which is kind of combining like 8-bit, 16-bit graphics, kind of like a out of this world style with like a neon chrome cyberpunk type. I want to say I played a demo of that game, like an 8 or 9 minute demo of that game like 3 years ago. And it was made by like 2 guys. I guess they kind of have expanded it, and now it is an Xbox One PC exclusive, and I'm super hyped to play it. The Artful Escape was some trippy psychedelic guitar thing, and I'm not sure if any of that was gameplay, and I really don't know what that was. So, sure, I'll keep my eye on it, I guess. I don't know. We got another Code Vein trailer. It's like an anime Dark Souls, and as someone who likes Dark Souls and anime, I was already on board. That's multi-platform, obviously. But hey, the more that Microsoft can get Japanese games as multi-platform games, obviously they missed out this year on Nier, they missed out on Persona 5, they missed out on Yakuza. They've been, like, there are all these big games from Japan that have been hitting that are only on PS4, making PS4 that much more valuable as someone who wants to play all the games. So if they can really hit that outreach and have those games looking better on the Xbox One X, that would be a big step to the future. There was a nice extended Sea of Thieves gameplay thing, and Sea of Thieves continues to look fucking amazing, and I am so excited for Sea of Thieves, and it's early next year. Brief trailer for Tacoma, that's an Xbox One exclusive and PC. That's out in August, so that's pretty soon. Super Lucky's Tale was on this show. Now, Lucky's Tale was an Oculus Rift exclusive. That's launching right next to the Xbox One X on November 7th, but it's curious, nowhere in this thing did we hear anything about the VR. And one would imagine if they're partnering with Oculus to bring a game that is not a VR game, that was based on a VR game, to Xbox, then we already heard that they have some kind of a partnership. They've been packing in those Xbox One controllers with Oculus Rift headsets, so maybe Gamescom for that. I don't know. We'll see. Finally, Cuphead has a release date. Cuphead has a price. It is September 29th. It is $19.99. I have been hype as fuck for Cuphead for, it feels like 3 years now. And they kind of pushed it back because originally it was a boss rush game, and now it's actually got stages in between the bosses. And either way, I just want to play it. It looks so good! But what didn't look good, or what looked a lot more underwhelming than the last time we saw it in action, is Crackdown 3. Like, what? They totally downplayed any of the building destruction in that trailer thing they showed. They had Terry Crews, which is always hype, and that's out the same day as the Xbox One X. But, like, the whole point of that original pitch was the power of the cloud and shit, right? And then we're gonna have, like, full-on building destruction, knocking over shit, and they kind of didn't show any of that in that trailer. It just kind of looked kind of more like the original Crackdown with some kind of, you know, some updates to the graphics and whatnot. And I like Crackdown. I didn't like Crackdown 2 as much. They were kind of the same game. But please do not betray the vision of Crackdown 3. I really want to like Crackdown 3. I am jonesing for a new Crackdown. And if it's just more of Crackdown 1 with not really any big building destruction, then what are you even fucking doing? Nice long ID at Xbox montage. Hello Neighbor, which we already knew was coming to Xbox One. And that Fable card game still exists. And a bunch of games I've pretty much never heard of. But that's okay. I'm always open to learning about new games, but I didn't get a chance to write them down. It was going by so fast and all that good shit. Ashen, which looks kind of like a Dark Souls with no face things. I want to say that was teased, or there was some kind of a thing for that like a year ago or something. And it was announced. That still looks like it didn't really have any gameplay, but the vibe looks really cool. We get the official confirmation of the Life is Strange prequel. Now, the company doing Life is Strange is not working on the prequel. There is a different studio at Square Enix doing that game. It is a 3-episode prequel to Life is Strange called Life is Strange Before the Storm. and the episode 1 of that is out end of August. Now we know that studio A is making that vampire game this year, and B is working on Life is Strange 2, which is going to be at some point, I would imagine, next year. But hey, one would imagine this prequel might just unravel the mystery of Rachel Amber, and that'd be cool. We got a pretty extended look here at Shadow of War, which got pushed back to October now. That looks pretty good, but honestly, there's so many systems, it kind of just seems overwhelming for a press demo, trailer thing. I'm just like, what the fuck is even going on? There's this, and this, and this, and this. Okay, sure, I'll fucking play that. Another game that had kind of been teased out, half-leaked, or whatever in the past day or so is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I fucking loved that Ori game. It was a great Metroidvania, so more Ori, I am all on board for that. And after the teasing, and after the rumors, the bombshell drops, that's right, we're getting original Xbox backwards compatibility on the Xbox One. As someone who owns like 20 or 30 of those games, and a lot of those were not backwards compatible on 360, and my original Xbox, the DVD drive burned out, this is awesome. There are a lot of games that were never available anywhere else, like Otogi. And there were some games that just didn't play very well on the 360 backward compatibility, like Outrun 2. The only game they confirmed here was Crimson Skies, and that update thing launches this year. Hype as fuck. In terms of 4K updates, we're going to see 30 third-party titles get 4K updates, and a bunch of the first-party games get updates for 4K. I don't have a TV, but that's cool. Okay. And then we got a nice gameplay look at Anthem, the new BioWare game, which I'm not really sure what to make of that. Is it kind of a Destiny thing? Is it kind of a Monster Hunter thing? Is it kind of both of those? Like, it's sci-fi, open world, something. I suppose I just kind of want to know more about it. And notable by their absences. There was no VR, there was nothing from 343, and no Tomb Raider. And there's been rumors of a game called Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and so I'm shocked to see that wasn't here at this show. Maybe Gamescom. I think overall, Microsoft put on a pretty good show. The only downside is the price. And I'm not saying I expected it to be $400, but they went $500 last time when Sony went $400 last time, and we've seen how that worked out. So can the power difference truly convince a mass market audience to further adopt your console? That is the question. And considering that I buy every console, there's really no question for me if I'm going to buy it or not. I'm sitting here waiting on the Amazon page to fucking go up. But I feel like they really came out swinging on a lot of stuff here. They addressed a lot of the complaints that people have had the past 4 years on this console, except for they couldn't quite hit that price that would have made it really competitive. Anyway, it's like 7:30 right now, and Bethesda starts at midnight. So I'm going to record that reaction video tomorrow morning, and then this whole thing goes up tomorrow, and I'll see you then. So jump cut, then Bethesda, and then good times. And it is now early in the morning. There is lawn care happening outside. I don't give a fuck. It's time to talk about Bethesda and their thing from midnight last night here on the East Coast. They announced some stuff, and honestly, when Bethesda started doing their press stuff, like 2 years ago, it made sense, right? They had Doom that first year, they had Fallout 4 last year. This year's could have easily been a Nintendo Direct, like, hey, here's a half an hour, because it was a half an hour. This show did not need a stage presence. It did not need an audience. Just give us a half an hour video. Here's all the things we're going to announce. That seemed just so pointless. Why was I up until midnight to watch that thing? That, I don't know. But they did announce stuff, right? First and foremost, we have some VR stuff. We have Doom, but not the new Doom. Doom VFR. That is virtual fucking reality. That will be on the Vive and PlayStation VR. From what I hear, it's getting a physical copy at $30, so I will definitely rent it and play it. But what they showed did not look super great. Because it had that VR thing, okay, we're not giving you your own locomotion. We're, teleport, shoot stuff. Teleport, shoot stuff. That's okay. But I've played so many goddamn shooting galleries at this point in VR that I'm not super hyped. But hey, it's Doom, and it's got VR support, and I have a VR headset, so cool. But what's not going to be on the PS4 and what's not going to be on PSVR is the Fallout 4, the full experience of Fallout 4 in VR on the Vive, because you damn well know it's not going to be on the Oculus after all that fucking ZeniMax Oculus fucking shenanigans. That's not going to happen. Come on now. But if you're like, hey, I own Fallout 4 on the PC, will there be anything for me if I have a headset? Any kind of a, early adopter launch discount thing? No, it's full price. So, have fun paying full price for that game again, I guess? I don't have a Vive, so not happening. They were literally showing reaction videos of, YouTubers doing reaction videos to the Morrowind trailer from last year, or no, a couple months ago? Yeah. And that's weird. P.S. The Elder Scrolls Online still exists, and P.S. it now has a Morrowind expansion. Okay. But speaking of Elder Scrolls, guess what, you guys? The paid mods are on their way back, because that flamed out so spectacularly last time. Let's bring it back, but let's have it run through Bethesda. Surely, no one will attempt to steal free mods again and put them into a paid mod program to make some money. Surely, that totally won't happen again, right? Fuck paid mods coming this summer. And also, speaking of Elder Scrolls, we have, in addition to the card game, I guess an expansion for their, hey, Hearthstone, you guys, but Elder Scrolls, for Elder Scrolls Legends, getting a Skyrim card expansion, whatever. And speaking of Skyrim, we have some more footage of Skyrim running on the Nintendo Switch. P.S. It's got motion controls for the bow and arrow with the Joy-Cons. That would be fun, right? Everyone likes to motion control, right? Also, support for the Link amiibo, because, might as well. Why not? Following in the path of what they did with Wolfenstein, the New Order, to Wolfenstein, the Old Blood, we have a Dishonored expansion, half-price, standalone deal. So it is called Dishonored Death of the Outsider, out in September, $30, physical. I'm like, okay, cool. I like Dishonored and 2, so I will definitely play this as a standalone. Awesome. Stab more dudes in the neck. Great. They showed some more Quake Champions. It said beta available now. That's kind of been in closed beta. I haven't actually looked to see if that actually opened up into open beta or what the deal was. But Quake Champions, and one of the champions is a BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein. So, cool. Now, moving on to things that leaked out hours and hours and hours earlier on Reddit, because somebody doesn't understand how time zones work. The Evil Within 2, which I am hyped for. Evil Within 1 was polarizing. I liked it, but it had a lot of technical hiccups, and they had that weird letterboxing thing, and alright, but still, Shinji Mikami survival horror, I'm always on board for that. That's out this year, PC, PS4, Xbox One, you know the drill. And they ended their show with what they teased at the beginning of their show last year, which is a new Wolfenstein game from Machine Games. It is Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. And that is out October the 27th. So both Evil Within and Wolfenstein, both out in October. That's crazy. In fact, everything they showed during this half an hour-ish press deal is all out this year, which means no teasing for future prospects, like supposedly that Starfield game that apparently the Elder Scrolls Fallout team is working on, some kind of a space game in that engine, or, that kind of game. None of that. But I thought Wolfenstein, The New Order, and The Old Blood were really, really good, so I am definitely 100% on board. But hey, there were 3 or 4 things in this press deal that I will totally play, so I'm A-okay with that. That is certainly a higher ratio than that fucking EA conference. And even later at night, which I watched this morning, Devolver Digital had a 15-minute shitpost video basically mocking experience entirely, which was weird and seemed like they watched a bit too much Adult Swim type stuff. But it had a cameo from Suda51, who is always great, and it didn't really show much that we hadn't already heard of before. But hey, I like Devolver, and I like their games. I just don't really understand the need to do a weird video in the middle of the night, but sure, good on you. Anyhow, that wraps up day 2. My apologies for this video going up on day 3 because of, lateness and my oldness. So, Day 3 video should be up in a couple of hours after this one, so, you know, at some point tonight after Sony, because today is the PC Gamer show, today is Ubisoft, and today is Sony. I'll record that afterwards and get it edited and go to bed again at like 1 in the morning because E3. Anyway, I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. More videos every day. And I'll see you next time right here on this channel, and I'm out.